Beautiful. You've got a text message.
Hi, hello everybody. Hello everybody. Y'all just come on in this room. Come on in this room. It's already like 700 people up here already.
Hello. Let's
Hey,
do
y'all,
it.
welcome hoodies. And I am so glad to be back with you all today. You know, I went through a really rough time with the flu. And thank you, Travian, for holding everything down. You did a wonderful, awesome
Thank
job.
you for trusting me to do it.
Yeah, yes, it was so wonderful, And I just want to thank everybody for joining us in on this show today, and also retweet this show, so we can help spread the word about what we are talking about as conservatives. Hi, hello, y'all. Come on in this room, Miss Queen Lady. Hello, how you doing? Hey, Travian. Hey, Letitia. How y'all doing? What's
Hey.
going on with you?
Amazing. Thank
Good.
you again for having me. And I had a ball standing in for you. So thank you so much for trusting me to host your amazing show. And thank you for having me again today.
Oh, thank you for doing an awesome job. And Letitia, how you feeling?
Good. Over here at my lunch break. Let's do it.
Is California still on fire?
Well, we had a lot of rain about like a week ago, so no, not yet. Again, who knows what'll happen in the next couple of weeks. That was pretty odd how we had one and then 4 days later another and then two more broke out and then Trump came over and yeah. So right now it's pretty stable, but we'll see.
But thank God that
words. He
we
said he
got
thought
Trump
something
in,
big.
so we know. Hello, y'all. Hello, everybody. Hi, Jay Victor, A King and Queen, and Jackal and Junior and everybody else. Y'all welcome to the Hood Conservative Podcast. We're glad to see you in the room today. Starting the show off, I want to give my condolences to the families that lost their life in that horrible plane crash that happened this morning, yesterday, I think it was. And I just want to say special prayers up for the family and for those that lost their loved ones.
Definitely. I watched a gentleman last night doing an interview showing the text of his wife saying, look, we're landing in 20 minutes. And, you know, him coming to the realization that, you know, he came, it might, you know, it was grim. And he said that he was hoping that somebody was just pulling her out of the river. So to have that text and to be anticipating, you know, your wife coming back to you and then realizing that that was probably not going to happen, especially since they found, you know, passengers still in their seatbelts, you know, underwater. So I really, my heart goes out to everyone involved. And I hope and I pray just for the sanctity of the people who lost their loved ones that we have some type of resolve.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hi, Carol. Welcome on in the room. We're glad you're here with us. We're glad you all are joining in. And you know, if y'all want to, we could go on and start some clips rolling and
Let's
get
do
the
it.
party started. Let's start with Selena Gomez. You got a clip, G?
Oh Lord, here we go.
Got a clip, G?
Come on,
Well,
G.
anyway, she was really upset, you know, about the. Oh, there she
There we
is.
go.
So, authenticity or Oscar-winning performance?
Only people are getting attacked. The children. I don't understand. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't. I don't know what to do. I'll try everything, I promise. I just want to say that
I'll never believe anybody that young that has plastic surgery. I just will never believe somebody that young that already has plastic surgery because you don't know how to make good decisions. You don't. So the Oscar goes.
Can you hear my eyes rolling? You know, for me, right? You know, I have a program. I feed people. Been feeding people. As a matter of fact, we did a distribution today, right? And I always talk about the homeless people that are staying in the streets. You know, it's not because they are lazy. Some of them is because of situations and circumstances that force them to be there, right? But my concern is the seniors. They have worked all of their life to take care of their grandkids and everybody else that are living on a fixed income. Some of them get $5 in food stamps. Some of them get less than $100 a month income, right? But it's like nobody gives a flying nothing about them. It's all about the illegals. Nobody had a damn thing to say when them illegals was getting $15,000 in food stamps in Chicago. Nobody had a damn thing to say about them staying in luxury ass hotels that were like $10,000 a month while our seniors are sleeping in the streets. You know, nobody cared about them getting $5,000 a month and a place to stay on the taxpayer back. Nobody cared about that. Nobody had anything to say, right? Now all of a sudden everybody's in tears. They're upset because the illegals got to go. Now I think that most Americans, right? We don't care if you come legally and if you're vetted and we know who you are. But for a country just to empty out its prison and allow people to come here that are murderers, rapists, and everything else, just allowing them to come into our country, into your community. And then they had the audacity to say, why don't you open up your doors and allow them to stay in your house? Well, for me, it was why don't y'all motherfuckers lead by example?
Exactly.
You let them
That
stay
part.
in your motherfucking house.
Yep.
First, lead by example.
Yep.
Because who is going to let them stay in the house? We saw what they did for those people in Colorado, how they attacked those people and took over a whole building complex.
Yep.
They beat them people up. They basically held them as hostages. And we gonna allow them to stay in our homes? Hell no.
Right.
Who is gonna do something like that? So for everybody that's crying and everybody's upset about ICE and the illegals that got to get the hell out of here, as they would say, you ain't got to leave, but you got to get the hell up out of here.
Expeditiously.
Matter of fact, you don't even have to go out through the military planes and everything else that you dislike. You could probably take your happy ass back the same way that you came, by railway, trailway, boat ride, or catch a kite, a kayak, or inner tube, or whatever you get. Yeah, just like that song, catch them by railway, trailway.
I don't
We don't
care how you leave
get
here.
there. Get there if you can, because we do not care how you get there, baby. But please get the selling, because enough is enough. I want to see people that we elected working for the people, because when you get all of these illegals, right? They come in here, they run for office, they get elected, especially for these congressional seats. What are they going to do? You know what they're going to do? The same damn thing that Ileana Omar is doing, saying billions and billions and billions of dollars to their country. Yep. And what did she say when she had the event for the Somalian people? Oh, my loyalty and my priority is to take care of Somalia, the country that I love.
Oh,
so why don't you take your happy ass back to Somalia?
Yeah, go run
to the
for
country
governor
that you
over
love.
there. Yep.
Because frankly, we had enough of her ass.
Yep.
She needs to go.
Yes.
And everybody else that feel the same way, just like her, they need to take their ass on back too.
Go step into politics in their country. Exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
Get into politics, run
in your own country. Exactly.
Run it. Run it.
Where were all these people at when people were dying? Innocent kids were dying and being raped and murdered. I don't understand why these celebrities chose to just pop out when Trump started sending people back. Where were you guys at when we had story after story after story? My daughter didn't come home. Next thing you know, they found her body dead. So and so around the corner. It's like
on the side of the road.
Yeah, exactly. Just like the Lake and Riley story. That's just one of many. The news didn't cover a lot of what was going on, especially in blue states. They wanted to make it look like these illegals weren't causing any problems. They were just minding their own business, and that was not the case. The news, the fake news,
habit.
They were
was wreaking
left and right.
They were taking over buildings. They was just going into high rises, falling behind women. Yep. Come on, we saw this all over social media.
Like that one in New York where the guy pulled the lady after he knocked her out. He started choking her with the belt and then raped her. That went viral on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter. Where were all these people at, these celebrities? They were hiding behind their gates. And now you got fake tears coming out. Perfectly the way you positioned your camera. You got all these fake tears coming out talking about your people are being sent back. I'm going to do what I can. I promise. You can't do anything. The people have spoken.
She can take her ass on back with them. That's what she can do. If you that upset, hit the road, Jack. Because ain't nobody got you tied down to a damn thing.
Exactly.
Where you can't move. You can hit the road and go with them.
Yeah.
And you can
Yeah.
also go swiftly. Be quick
Yeah.
about it. Do it swiftly. You know.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's
and
nothing
if
she
you
can
look at
do.
it, you had Bill Clinton deported over 3 million illegals.
True.
Okay, we've only picked up about 2,000. We
If
have a
that,
huge
yeah.
task in front of us. So this is why this has to be a citizen's duty. But is ICE going to respond when we make those calls? How much of a process do we have to go through before ICE will actually send someone? I was in Walmart a couple weeks ago. All I saw was illegals. Nobody spoke English. It demised what a nice Walmart mart could be. It's a specified place of illegals. I'm sure ICE is aware of it. But when I make that phone call, how long is it going to take ICE to get there, or are they going to come? We need to know the specifics if we're going to do our civic duties in order to make these phone calls to ICE to try and clean up this problem. What protocol do we have? That is what ICE has not given us. What's
Yeah.
the protocol? Because
You know
when
what
it still see something, say something.
You know what I think? I think Trump, just like he reinstated all those troops that they kicked out of the army for not wanting to get the COVID shot, I think he should do that for the police too, because a lot of these blue states kicked the cops out. They kicked them out, they fired them if you didn't want to get the shot. So if we rehire them and make them special ICE agents, like you said, I believe that when we make that call, there will be more than enough people to tackle the situation. That's what I think the Trump administration should do immediately. Reinstate these cops who were fired for, ridiculous reasons. We're shorthanded throughout America when they started defunding the cops. I think you should refund the cops and get people out there and make America safe the way it should be.
Because there has to be a task
Absolutely.
force. Tom Homan, I think he's doing everything he can to get the most dangerous off the
Yeah.
street. But
Hmm.
we need a citizen task force, because do you know how many illegals that they let through here? 31
Sheesh.
million.
If that,
31
yeah.
million illegals over 4
Yeah.
years. So we can't even expect the government to take on that task alone.
Yeah.
It has to be a civilian task force. And that is what I'm recommending that the Trump administration do. That way everybody has protocol, everybody
Yeah.
can do it safely. We
Yep.
have some type of structure, because that 1-800 number is still leaving us, in this empty space. And then I
Yeah.
go to Walmart and you've got 50 illegals in there, and I call the 800 number and nobody shows up. So this has to be
What?
this has to be a civilian task force to
You
work
should.
with the federal task force
Yep.
on removing these illegal immigrants. But we also need protocols so that citizens can be safe
Yeah.
when they are trying to help clean this country up.
And you should send that out as a tweet too, because there were so many Americans who lost their job under the Biden administration. I think that's a good idea. The Trump administration should hire them, and we should have a task force throughout each city. You know what I
Sounds
mean?
wonderful.
I mean,
Because and also, like you all said, it's important that when people see something, say
Say
yeah,
something.
something.
Say
I'm like,
something, people. Don't be afraid, because right now it's just good versus evil. That's
that's
all
it,
this has come down to.
basically.
It's no longer Democrat against Republican.
Hmm.
It's good versus evil. That's what it's all about. So we got to fight that battle. We, the people, got to fight that battle.
we need guidance, we need protection. This is for the betterment of this country. So you can't just tell people, hey, call this 800 number, because you'll have somebody that'll call the number and so take to a bunch of illegals, hey, I just called ICE on you. Now, is that person going to be safe? Is that person's life in danger? So we need protocol. Do we need to create that as civilians and do our civic duty that way? But we need guidance on it, because we know the government can't do this alone. We want to say it's promises made, promises kept, but 1,500, 2,000 illegals is nowhere near to the 3 million that Bill Clinton kicked out of this country. Even more so, Barack Obama. So we need a structural
A call to
platform
action.
in which
A
to
call
do
to
that.
action. Yeah, well,
We
all it
do.
is basically is a call to action. We need just a few leaders in, each state get it together, and then go to the next state, help those people get it together. Look, I volunteer. Trump, just send me the traveling money, and I will be more than happy to start, first of all, in my own state here in California, and then go to all those other blue whack woke states, which are Oregon, Chicago, New York, Jersey. I have no problem doing that.
And literally all of the dangerous ones are escaping to these rural areas in the South. So for me, my first move would be to notify all of these rural communities. Look,
Get your guns.
you're
Get
going to
your
be
guns.
in danger because they're hiding amongst you.
Yeah.
So this is where I would start, because they've all understood, look, you've got all this land out in these rural communities,
Yeah.
and they think that they can hide within that space. These rural communities need to know that they have the biggest obligation, because the most dangerous ones are now hiding in the rural communities in the South.
Correct. And speaking of Chicago, G, we have a clip. Can you run it? Can you run that clip, G?
Woo! Tiffany Hayner, Lord have mercy.
Tiffany
Oh,
Hayner. Can you run that clip, G?
Just giving
Her
Black
and
people a
Brandon.
bad name everywhere.
Oh
she
my
goes.
God.
Everywhere she goes, she gives Black people a bad name. It's okay if people are against you. It's okay if your own city government is against you, but do it with class. You know, don't come down to the level in which they speak on you about. Is that the Chicago?
No, that's not the Chicago clip.
That's
See the Chicago clip with Tiffany. We
Her boyfriend
we're
getting
just
his
talking
butt
about
beat.
the illegals.
He's a couple minutes late with that one.
So just a preface on it.
Oh, there we go.
Oh yeah, that's
there
it.
we go.
Right there,
Yeah.
that one. That clip right there.
And we're gonna exchange your black for Stephanie to be the new member of our. So all those in favor say, all those against it say nay. All those in favor say aye. Aye. You go.
Wow.
Tiffany is in there. Tiffany is in there.
Take a vote, and we're gonna change.
So I'm just going to be honest. This was a political hit job on Tiffany Hayner. As much as I don't like her, they brought in people to start and agitate this situation, which is why you see towards the end, you have that clear commentary. Tiffany's in there. Yeah. She's in there. They're fighting. Mm-hmm. They're fighting. This was a setup. She was set up, but she should have never jumped into that brawl, because now she's complicit. You had to be smarter. Yes, I know your boyfriend was getting the brakes beat off of him. However, you have a political commitment to your constituents to uphold that office, you know, within the confines of the law, and you just broke it. So whatever happens to her now happens to her, but this was a political hit job. You can see how the commentary went out, you know, him calling her the B word, calling her hoes, so on and so forth. You know, as a man, I can see her boyfriend notwithstanding all of that and having some type of aggravation and, you know, moving into physical, but you should know better. But she said, once he said, you're gone, she was like, well, thank you for the lawsuits. So she agitated the entire thing. And she should be gone. She's more of a distraction than she is a politician.
True. And those people have been so tired of Tiffany. And, you know, for so long, they have been asking her to just resign. They wanted to get rid of her. And the same thing with Brandon, with the mayor Brandon, the same exact thing.
Brandon Johnson is a Chicken Little. He reminds me of a black Chicken Little. If you look at him with those glasses and that little hair piece up at the top, he's a black Chicken Little, and he is a chicken. He's a punk mayor. He doesn't even have any balls. Half the time, he's just repeating what he's told to say. This man is not smart. He worked with the teachers union. We all know the teachers union is one of the most powerful lobbies in the state of Chicago and in the state of Illinois. So we have a mayor who's now blocking an investigation for him taking valuable gifts and bribes. So it's a matter of time before he's removed. It'll be the question of who it is they plan to replace him with. You can't block an investigation into bribery as a public politician. That's against the law. So he's going down. What's going to happen, remains to be seen.
Who knows?
It remains to be seen.
But as I'm sure they'll be happy to get rid of him and Tiffany. Both of them need to go.
And JB Prisker needs to go. His loud, triumphant call to disobey Donald Trump and his, excavation orders of these illegals, he's got to go down too. Just because he's a billionaire, he actually thought he was going to be Kamala's vice presidential candidate. And, I say this about JB all the time. The more you see JB, the more of him you see, because it's like he's eating 50 hot dogs, 20 pizzas, like he just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So a man who has that type of insecurities because he knows he's a Goodyear blimp, that is how he's governing. You give somebody like that money and then put them in power, you have a real recipe for disaster. And that's what JB Pritzker is. So it's just his money that's keeping him in power, because when I tell you to get elected, he paid off everybody in the hood. He paid off every politician. And I know firsthand because I was dating someone who was the second most powerful man in the state of Illinois. So I know JB's dirt, and I can't wait till my case is over, because JB Pritzker, trust me, I got enough dirt on you to give you 50 years, but you wouldn't make it because you'll have a heart attack first.
Man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, you know
what? I wanted
these
to ask
politicians. What never ceased to amaze me today is the media. It's like when it comes to the media, we are back to the way we used to be. Everything Biden did was right. They never had nothing to say about Biden. But when it comes to Trump, every last one of them got something negative, nasty, condescending, disrespectful. And then they have the nerve to sit there and repeat it several times as if you didn't hear them when they said it the first time.
Let them cry. Let them keep crying. He's gonna be the president for the next 4 years.
Maybe more.
Hey,
There was an executive bill put on the floor of Congress to prolong his tenure. So
let's talk about it. Yep.
I would be happy. I can tell you, because 4 years is not enough to clean up this mess that the Biden administration and Kamala Harris have inflicted on the people of this country. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So we need them.
And the thing is, with the Biden administration and Kamala, as much as they screwed up like everything that they touch, now Trump been in office what?
Tiff is in the waiting room.
Oh. Huh? Oh, okay.
Hey. Hello.
Welcome, Tiff.
What is going on? I'm sorry.
I thought you deserted us.
My ass was not camera ready this morning, so I'm like, hey, I gotta do the avatar.
Right.
It's okay. I just love your tweets.
Oh,
yes,
I love yours. Man, you be lighting some shit up. Boy, I'm just like,
both of you.
You don't even understand. It's like when I see OT, I'm like, my man, he thinks I'm crazy because he'll be like, what are you doing? Why are you jumping up and down like some, whatever? And I said, I just read this to you. I was like, go get it, look her, It's crazy.
When I read your tweets and you have one of those words, and I'm already fiery, right? And you have one of them words that you come up with, I'm like, wow, that's a nice one. And then people inbox me and be like, oh, Laverne, you almost made me pee on myself. Oh, you made me spit my coffee out. How did you come up with that word?
Oh,
you definitely have a vernacular. There's it's a comedic, powerful vernacular, and it makes your tweets so entertaining, as well as thought out and truthful. So we appreciate the entertainment and the knowledge, and we all learn new words every time you put up a post.
It's funny. It's like I've always had this fascination with having like an expanded vocabulary, and then I always mix it with. It's pretty obvious. I'll watch porn. I don't give a fuck, like that. But it's kind of like, I'll mix it together. You know what I mean? I'll be like, yeah, I'll mix it together, like that. And they seem to kind of gel together. And a lot of these people are walking punchlines. We know the Biden administration, Democrats in general, the DNC, they're all just walking punchlines. And I think a lot of the seriousness, this darkness, I have to stay grounded and add some light. You know what I mean to it. To it. Just because a lot of it is such a fucking joke. And we just gotta sometimes make it, entertain ourselves, I think, with it. And if we these the leftists, I think if we end up triggering the fuck out of them, fine. Even
Right.
all the more joy.
Killing
So-
two birds with one stone. That's
right.
right.
Yeah, it's on.
Yeah. So we were actually just talking about Chicago, and we just rolled a clip of Tiffany Hayner, that
Oh my
fight
God.
in Chicago, and probably just want to get your thoughts on what you thought about that.
That is some ghetto foolishness right there. I mean, it's just, it's really sad because, you think, as Black women, as Black people, you know what I mean? You look at that shit and you go, oh God. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care who it is in the political aisle, the political spectrum, but
Right.
you look at that and you just kind of go, oh God, no, don't do this, and it's just this ghetto wretchedness, chicken-headed, motherfuckers out there. And excuse me,
More
my language,
nigga
I'm sorry.
shit. The more
You know,
nigga
and
shit.
it's just
flying,
like,
you know.
why? Why? Why y'all gonna be this way? And it sucks because then it gets posted on X and social media, and we get dragged through it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, oh, they're always acting like this, or da 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 da. Y'all can't go nowhere, and and stuff like that. And it's like then they start generalizing us, and that's not good. I mean, it's just not a good look. I honestly don't know the specifics of what went on here. I just saw the video as a drive-by kind of thing where I was like, what is going on? I guess somebody's weave or wig was flying or
That
something
was
like
Tiffany's.
that. And I was just like, whoa, God dang. And then I just heard, I heard you talking about, I guess you had some dirt on someone. And I'm just like, what is going on?
That's JB
Can you guys
Pritzker, the
explain
governor
to me, like, what went on there? Like, what? I know that she was like she's the mayor of the town. Is that what it was?
of
Yes.
Dalton. She's the mayor of Dalton in
Dalton.
Illinois. So that's like 30 minutes just outside on the south side of Chicago.
Okay. Yeah, so she's the mayor of Dalton. I guess she's obviously somewhat corrupt, and something just broke out here. And there was words exchanged as well as weaves, and I
Right.
just don't know.
As well as weaves.
I don't know what happened. Like what that is just crazy. And who's
And the
who's,
guy
who's the
getting
guy that
carried
she's
out,
fighting with?
throwing
Yeah, who's,
gang signs.
right?
That
Who's that guy?
he was getting carried out like a toddler, throwing gang signs. Like
Oh my
if you look
God.
at this right there, he's throwing Vice Lord signs,
Oh,
getting
Jesus.
carried out like a
Sheesh.
toddler. Like
And
it-
Tiffany flew across the thing like she was Superwoman. Like she had a damn cape
Damn.
on her back.
She's like, don't mess with my man.
Boy,
She said,
that
don't
girl-
mess with my
that girl
man.
flew.
Oh my God.
That girl flew across
Do
the
not
thing.
mess with her man.
Hey,
She's like,
that was
"It's
like a
outside."
Tammy Wynette moment. Stand by your man.
Look, she went from good to hood.
Y'all gonna think y'all gonna
She
beat my
did.
man? What?
Right? She went from good to hood real quick.
She did. I mean, damn.
She told them, fuck around, find out.
She sure did. Like, oh my God.
Oh my
That is, but
God.
I'm just wondering, like, how do these people get in? You know what I mean? How do they get elected in the first place? With all this retro.
They're selected by elites. Shit.
You know what I mean?
Selected
Like,
by
how is this?
elites.
Are they just are they not aware that they are somewhat plantation slave, vaudeville clowns? You know what I'm saying? That are making, you know what I mean? Are they not aware of it? That they just not give a fuck? They don't care that they're the tools. You know what I mean? Like it just, and then for these people, for their entertainment, is that how it is? Is that how it's going? Like,
You know what? You know
She
what?
doesn't care.
While we are talking about this, right? It kind of reminds me of like when you see an event, like a presidential event or any type of event where you have your elected officials come together, and
Right.
then you see John Fetterman show up with his little gym shorts on and
Girl.
everybody else got on a three-piece suit.
Right.
And there he is walking in looking like he just got off the basketball court and saying,
Okay.
fuck
Like
it. Oh yeah, damn, I got a meeting. Let me just go on over there.
I don't know
You
why
know?
he just doesn't have that on his sweatshirt that just says "fuck it." You know what I
Right.
mean? I mean, it does none of it. It's really disrespectful. When I saw him at the inauguration, I'm like, really, dude? That's what you're gonna wear. You know what I mean? Was this like s'mores day at fucking day camp? You know, whatever it is, somewhere like camp, Chippewa somewhere. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. You know, like for him to dress that way. But I guess what I don't understand is a lot of these, a lot of black folks when they get it, they get in these positions. They still don't. It's like you could take the, you can't take the woman out take the hood out take the girl out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the girl. You know what I mean? You can keep it hood, but like be classy hood. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like us. You know what I'm saying? Be classy about it. You don't have to sit up there and get all this wretchedness and all this ratchet, crazy. Oh gosh, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
Give black people a bad name.
It just really, really does.
It hurts me sometimes just to see it because it's like it ends up defining us all in a stereotype.
It does. It really does.
Can't avoid that because we see more of it than we don't.
Yeah.
So that's like the problem. The stereotypes are there because they're true in a lot of aspects, and we can't get mad when we get generalized when things like this are happening in the office of mayors.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just kind of, it's almost like, it's like Jasmine Crockett. I mean, she's the most, one of the
Oh,
God, Lord Jesus.
I know, like, oh shit.
Don't
get us started.
God.
But like that woman right there she's this most cantankerous, like, I mean, she's so uneducated. I mean, she's so steeped in this like plantation mentality. She can't get rid of it. I honestly think she's taking the money. She's on the take. She's on the DNC's payola. She's taking that, and then she doesn't give a fuck what she's saying. I remember when what's his name? Chris Cuomo, when he left CNN, he even admitted it. He exposed all of this. He says, "Hey, we are paid to spew a lot of the bullshit. The talking points, the rhetoric, the diatribes, all of that stuff. We're paid to do it." And so she knows what she's saying is bullshit. She tries to get on the floor and talking about, oh yeah, girl and child, and all that kind of stuff, and flashing her nails and all that kind of stuff, and little ghetto nails and all, and stuff like that, and and tries to drag all these people on there, and it's not a good look for America. It's not a good look for Black people, really. I mean, she could get up there and just be, keep it real, but she doesn't have to go there. But I think she does it for show. It's obvious, and
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that. And then she tried to hide the fact that her husband is white. And most of the time, when they want to talk about white people, come to find out that they are married to one.
That they married
She tried her best to hide that.
A white man married that. A white man married that mess.
Such a hypocrite. Such a complete hypocrite. And it's ridiculous. And I look at him like, like, just be real with it. But she's on the take. She's on the payola. She doesn't give a fuck. She's getting paid for it. Just like Jamie, what's her name? Joanne Reed. That little fucking orangutan.
God, that little bald head.
God
that
damn.
Bald head looking alien.
That chimpanzee. She's a monkey.
That is an orangutan. She looks like an orangutan.
Right,
but
an orangutan.
Right? If it was like an orangutan, how sometimes they sit in a ditch and they take a shit, whatever it is, and they got them little ass,
oh my God,
little giblets, that just be hanging out of there, whatever it is, and just sitting there. That's her right there. If those things could talk, it would be Joanne Reed with her just wow, at the mouth. It's just I can't stand her.
And let her fix her teeth. Why didn't MSNBC give her some money to fix her teeth?
Okay.
She probably spent it. She probably spent it.
But she always sweating though. I mean, I know, menopause or whatever it is, you can be sweating like that. But I'm like, did she just go put Vaseline on her face? I mean, is she just like greasy as shit? Like what the hell?
She better drink some herbal tea and calm all that down. Shit, drink some of that herbal
just
tea.
Need a laxative. The problem. Some of them is very constipated, and they need a good laxative, like that macrolide that our grandparents used to give us a long time ago. They still sell it at Walgreens and these different drug stores. So they need to parade their little miserable ass on. Take old Whoopi with you. Take old Whoopi with you, because we know she need a bottle too.
Oh yeah, Whoopi needs it.
Get that good old workout.
Whoopi Whoopi really ought to be ashamed of herself. I mean, you know, it's so funny. Like, I don't know who nominated this woman to be the Black Mother of Earth, whatever it is, and spokesperson for Black people, considering you know, that boyfriend.
Her last name is
boyfriend,
Goldberg.
Goldberg. Isn't her name Karen Johnson? Isn't that her name? You know, Karen Johnson. Like, hello. You know, so it's just like, and then she's named Whoopi, right? She takes the word whoopee, like whoopee cushion, fart, or maybe love, or whatever. And then she takes Goldberg, a Jewish last name. I don't get that. And then she's, you know, like, and then it was funny, like she had Ted Danson, remember she dated him and had him dressed in blackface and the whole nine, and, you know, and everything else. And then I remember Denzel Washington was at that roast, and he even told her, he was like, this is disgusting. He was disgusted. You know, he said, this is not what we should be doing. But yeah, I mean, I don't get it. I guess it's all about money.
Right.
It's all about the Benjamins with them. They want, they're paid to sell out their soul. They sell out their, you know, they sell out their entire soul. They're just complete. They are it's so funny. It's like they are the ones of the sellouts that they call us. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know, it's all projection. Oh, you're a sellout. You're a coon. You're a nigga. Da, 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 da. All this stuff and all this bullshit. I'm like, no, it's projection, people. That is textbook.
Yep, they say white people are crazy, and the next thing you know, they got kids by white people, and they got husbands that are white, best friends that are white. They're over, just like ridiculous.
And then here they are. You know, it's just and it's so funny because they don't even know that we're not. They not think that we're not going to scrutinize and, you know, go behind, you know, and start doing our own digging and research and see, you know what I mean, who their relatives are, who their bosses are, whatever, you know, who writes their checks. You know, it was funny when Byron Douglas was on Joy-Ann Reid, and he showed so much decorum and so much, you know, he was so poised and charismatic, and I mean, I really liked him. He really held back. He was very measured. And then, but I don't know. I don't know why he would go on there, but I don't get why he didn't just call her out, you know, on a lot of this stuff. But I guess, you know, he's got to be, you know, a dignified politician and, you know, and just kind of go there. But I don't know.
He probably wanted to, was like, I'm not going to lower myself.
You know,
she already looks stupid. I mean, why make her look stupider? You still look stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I want to say?
You know, one thing about him, he's always professional. I don't care. He's always
very professional. I'll give him that. I mean, you know, and stuff like that. But I think sometimes it just, you know how we want to be, you know, we want to kind of give it right back, you know, and, but it is, I guess he wants to take the high road. But why do we have to continue to take the high road at this point? I mean, I got to say it, we're at war. We're still at war. Trump won. We won, but we're still at war. You know what I mean? We got 4 years of this bullshit. You know what I mean? Democrats, the deep state, the system, whatever you want to call it, they're gunning for all of us still.
Right.
Oh yeah.
You know? And we've got a lot of work to do, and especially as I know, as black conservatives like we are, they hate the fact that we have pretty much drained, you know, or not say drained it, but I think we've run the plantation dry.
Yeah, I said we are the new slave masters.
Yep.
Because we have to bring everybody. We're the new slave masters, because that's how I figure out. But I wanted to go back and say something about Jasmine Crockett being married to a white guy. So I've dated white guys. Okay. So, and they have been some of the least stressful relationships that I've been in. Very calm. Yeah. A little boring, but you know, no drama. So I kind of get it. I just don't know what type of white man is gonna marry Jasmine Crockett.
I think it's the type of white man that, like, my man is white. I've dated brothers my whole, you know, pretty much. I date the rainbow. I'm just gonna say that. I dated brothers. Like, both my parents are black. You know, whatever it is. I know who the fuck I am. I'm 53 years old. I date who you know, it's just a heart thing, you know, whatever. Yeah. If you treat me right, you treat me, you treat me right, you're a good man and all that. It's all personality. I wasn't raised that way to see color and all that. But he's, you know, and it's funny because the best part about it is he asks me questions about my culture, which is great. And he's more, and I educate him, you know, and he looks in, and we go to black museums, you know, we go to African American history museums and stuff like that. He wants to know the history, and which is really important, you know, and stuff. It's not like he's ever going to be, you know, black, you know, like that.
Right.
He wants to know. And I think that with Jasmine Crockett, I really don't know where I don't know what kind of guy would, you know, especially with that kind of woman. That's a good question. Who on earth
opposites attract. Don't forget that opposites attract. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a no. It's a no. It's a known fact. Like maybe he wanted a hood girl. You know.
Maybe he did. Yeah.
Well, he showed up got one.
A hood girl who
in my 20s, I was like 22.
I don't know, got a hoodie, no doubt about it.
Okay. I dated in my 20s. I dated a guy who was I think it was one of the first white guys I dated, and this is after I dated a brother. I was like, you know, just whatever, doesn't matter, whatever. I just met him and through friends, whatever. We started dating. Come to find out, this guy was a racist.
Oh God!
You know what I mean? And he's dating me, and I was thinking, because he would say a lot of stuff. I'm like, what the fuck? You know, like he'd go, oh, you know, you're, you know, like why do black people steal? Why do they do this? And did all these questions, whatever it is. Why do they have this hair and then all this other kind of stuff and say all these things? And it was stereotyping a lot of black women. I said, are you just with me because of this and this and this and that? You know, am I some kind of you know, like a notch in your fucking belt? You know what I mean? You feel like you have to, you know what I mean? You've got some kind of, you know, chocolate fantasy kind of deal where you just want to just kind of, you know, satisfy it and move on. You know, he's like, no, that's not even true. And I said, well, you're acting. I said, your words is it's not what you say, it's what your actions are, you know? So I'm thinking that Jasmine Crockett may be dating one of them, you know?
She just might be, because it just doesn't make sense to me.
Or like I said, opposites attract. He wanted him a hood girl with a, you know, a little bit of hood in her, and she's in politics. And I mean, you know, I've seen worse. You know.
Yeah.
I've seen in Congress though. You have not seen worse than Jasmine Crockett sitting in Congress. There's not been anybody lower than Jasmine Crockett elected to Congress. There just hasn't.
I don't think she was elected, and then for Congress to let her get away with the way she was speaking to a lot of Republican women, I would have got up and slapped the shit out of her.
What do you mean she
you
wasn't
imagine
elected?
If one of us was there on the other side,
man,
just over there talking that? You know, they got to balance this thing off.
2 minutes.
It's time for them to balance this thing off.
I mean, I'm just saying,
she told her where to get off at and how far she could go.
Exactly.
And it wouldn't have been nice at all.
She would not have lasted at least 2 minutes with you.
But that's what she needs. That's what she needs, instead of people sitting up there looking, you know, with their nose turned up and don't want to say shit because they want to be politically correct.
And that's a lot of the problem with the politics now is like the Democrat Party is not, they're not law and order. They are disorder and anarchy. You cannot apply law and order to clowns who don't respect law and order. So yeah, we are in a war right now. And I don't think it's going to be peaceful for the next 4 years. The Democrats fucked around. It's time for them to find out. And America is tired. They're tired of their money going here. They're tired of the money going there. Trump has a lot of support on these streets. People feel safer that, you know, the grocery prices are going to go down. The gas is going to go down. It's not just like
the illegals got to get the hell on.
And all these taxes and all, it's going to be, it might be a war, because it's like, you know what? Trump has a lot of support because of his policies and how America was ran the first time under his administration. You know, the Democrats are so stuck on turning your kids gay and just fucking transgender shit and making us pay off the tax dollars.
Speaking of transgender, right? G, can you run that clip? I got a clip for y'all.
Oh, Lord. Oh, no.
Can you run that clip?
In case you're wondering what it's like being transgender under this new administration, I just got my new passport in the mail, and they changed the gender to male because of Donald Trump. In case y'all want proof, there's my picture, very cunty. And yeah, there's a big ugly M. Yay! In case you're wondering what it's like being transgender.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, she has balls, so it's a man.
If you
He's
have
a man.
dick,
you're a man. You have a testicle. You have a What's the problem? Like, I don't get how
The
she's
problem
confused.
is that they are mad because they cannot change their birth certificate to say that they're a woman, or their passport to
Too
say
bad.
that they're a woman, because the law says that whatever you was born as, that's what's going on your birth certificate and your passport, especially here in Florida.
Yeah,
So that's
that
what
I
she
mean,
is upset about, the fact that they can't go around fooling people, just because you had your little cosmetic surgery, dude. You cannot go around fooling people. So
I mean, if you have a scrotum that hangs as low as as Michelle Obama's, like that, you shouldn't, you know what I mean? Like, why is she going to get? Why is he, she, whatever that thing is? Why are you going to get? I shouldn't say thing, but why would you get mad about that? Like that. It's just like, this is what you are biologically were in the first place before you decided to, I guess, I don't know, kill yourself via the woke mind virus, and just and go there.
Yep. And that's what it is.
It's poison.
Somebody
It's
put it in
poison.
her. That's what it is. Somebody put it in her mind,
It's poison.
his mind, or whoever, it, that they're not being respected if you have a pair of nuts and you want to be called a woman. So the media has put it in that person's mind that everybody hates them and America is after them. And so now that's their mind is triggered when they see stuff like that. Your passport says you are male. Well, you have a dick, so that you're considered a male. That's why they're so mind manipulated. And the Democrats have done a good job doing that, saying that people don't respect them. Nobody cares if you want to chop off your penis and put it, make a vagina. Nobody gives a shit. But if you can't force other people, first of all, to pay for it with their tax dollars. Second of all, make somebody call you something that you want to be called if that's what they don't believe that you are. I mean, it just is what it is.
It's the dichotomy of the Democrat Party. I mean, this is just what they do. It's a lot of this is brainwashing. A lot of this is brainwashing.
Yeah.
That is all they do. That's all they know to do is to brainwash. And I think it seems to me that when we were in it's like the pandemic, well, maybe it was pre-pandemic, or I think it was post-pandemic, excuse me. And they had everybody got vaccinated. It's like I don't know, something happened with their brain cells. Things got worse. It escalated this kind of, I don't know, this just weird.
They were scared. They were scared
of of the psychosis that is so that is so dangerous, emotionally, physically, psychologically, everything, and they just decided to buy into it. But I think obviously the media, has a big part in it. And we know that, if we look at the flow chart of the media, they all had ties to the White House back then anyway. They were all, and stuff like that. And thank God Trump got rid of the DEI at a federal level, and stuff. And they're just wiping. We got to just wipe this shit clean. But this trans person is clearly confused. I mean, it's sad. I've got a lot of compassion a little bit, because I'm like, man. Do you have any idea what you've just done
from me.
to yourself?
I have no compassion for it.
Yeah.
It's delusion.
See, but see, even with the COVID, like what you're saying is the Democrat Party, the satanic pedophile system, they know where to get these people. So what happened with the pandemic was they forced you, or you lost your job. And if you wanted to go see your grandparents, you couldn't come in without a vaccination card and a mask. So they articulated this very well. Oh, well, if you love your grandma and you want to see them in the nursing home, you must be vaccinated. It's not that a lot of people are stupid. They're weak-minded. So when you tell somebody who's weak-minded that it is in the best interest of their dying grandparent to have a visit, but the only way you can get into the hospital is your vaccination card, and in the back of their mind, they're like, I'm being forced to do something that I don't want to do. But like I said, these people are so articulate, they get them where their values are. Well, I do love grandma. They are on their deathbed. Let me just get the shot. Like I've seen this with even some of my closest friends. They're like, oh, I got vaccinated because how was I going to pay my bills? And how's this and that going to happen? How am I going to pay for my kids to go to college? And I'm like, look, hopefully you don't die in a year of myocarditis, however you say it, or a blood clot or brain aneurysm. Yeah. But it's like, people pushed, their buttons were pushed, it hit close to home. They're like, damn, I'm going to be evicted because I can't pay the rent. So when you're weak-minded, you're going to fall for some bullshit. And now look how many people are trying to sue the pharmaceutical company. Young kids who are on football teams and, the swim league, and they're all dead. They're dead at 15, 16, and 17 and 18 years old. They're dead. You know what I mean? So that's what I think, that the media is, thank God they're 90% gone now. We have more people that are, making podcasts, spreading awareness, because they were just using these people's values and morals against them. And like I said, if you're weak-minded, the first thing that's going to come to you is, let me get this shot, instead of like, let me go find a job that doesn't require it. And then if you were in a blue state, it was even more fucked up, because they were pushing the initiative harder. Oh, your kids can't go to school. Well, people who work 2 and 3 jobs, it's like they were like, damn, well, I can't stay home. So the left is very articulate at the way that they do things, just like they tell the trans and the gay people, Republicans and conservatives they'll never accept you. Who gives a fuck if they accept you? I don't care what you do with your body. I don't want to pay for it with my tax dollars. And please don't talk to any of my minor children at school about what you do behind closed doors. And then we'll have no problems. Wear a wig, put your makeup on, cut your dick off. I don't give a fuck. But when you start crossing the line where it's like, America owes us their tax dollars, because now I want a vagina and I have a penis. No, that doesn't work like that,
Yeah, a lot of them are, like you were saying before, is that it's the brainwashing, and then it's all the weak-minded. I think, like, when we started with the pandemic, it preyed on the weak, the sick, the old, the elderly,
and the young. The young and impressionable, because they've been doing that in our schools while they, of course, they indoctrinate them with all that progressive bullshit, and stuff like that. And then they just end up extremely confused. They don't know where to go. And then they have these people, like, it's funny, like, remember how we as Black folks, they used to do the whole, oh, you're marginalized and you're oppressed and you're a victim. So now they're telling them the same thing. These people that are not only are you a victim, they're not going to accept you this way. You need to go this way, like that, because we need you to be, and it's just, I don't know, this twisted agenda that they have. It's really sick, and I think whoever it is, needs to be there's got to be some kind of a class action lawsuit, I would hope, at some point, to sue this, because these people, they are, for life, they cut their, their genitals off and everything else. They slice them off, and there's no reversal. They can't reverse that.
Yeah, that's so sad.
Once they're done, and so I don't know. You would think these doctors who take a Hippocratic oath, would be like, well, wait a minute, I don't want to harm you. Let's just talk about it. They're doing, a lot of harm. So, and they're giving them these horrible, these pills, and stuff like that. And these drugs, these synthetic drugs, these hormone pills or testosterone or whatever it is that they're giving them, and they're making them worse. And I think it's driving them crazy.
Yeah.
And then a lot of them are becoming school shooters. We've seen that. We've seen these people coming out there and start shooting up schools and stuff like that, because they're being bullied, or not even bullied. I think they're just fucking confused.
Yeah.
Their hormones are
our own government's doing it, and they're enjoying it.
Yep. The medicine, you're completely right. The medicine and the hormones are all, it's messing them up. Yeah, I interviewed somebody from Gays Against Groomers last month when I was at AmFest, and that's exactly what that person was saying. Their body I think the person's 34, their body is like menopause, post-menopause, and you're on your period, and it feels like you just had a baby. And it was just the saddest story, but it's reality. And I think all these doctors should be locked up for life, because, like you said, it's irreversible, and they're doing it to children. Come on, Trump.
There's trans children. There's no such thing as a trans child. I want I don't know how they even said, the trans, like that weird bishop, like that.
Oh God.
Bishop.
Oh Lord Jesus. Oh Lord.
It was just like somebody. I'm not kidding. I would have been in that church. If I was the Trump camp, I would have got up and walked the fuck out. I don't know. Like, I would have told. I would have looked at her and said, "Oh hell no."
They were all probably thinking that. Like, damn, do we stay? Do we move? What do we?
And she's
It was
giving this
one
whole
time.
speech about it, and she's giving this whole speech, this whole woke, whatever, this whole ridiculous. What did I say in my post? I said something like, she was like some wokapillion, fucking, bishop or whatever it is, and she's like, oh yeah, whatever it is, and talking about these trans kids and all this, and we need to do, and it's just so
Our
she
farmers,
politicizes.
our
I mean, she did it on
office cleaners.
purpose. I don't know who
Did
set
Did
Trump
you
up.
see JD Vance though? JD Vance, when she was talking, he just looked
Yeah.
over at his wife and he
He
was
gave
like,
that look. He did
so
that look again.
everybody was probably
I
thinking
had
that,
the
like,
same
damn.
face. I had the same face. It was one time, but I knew I was in a political arena in a church. The only thing that did not stop me from jumping up and saying, shut
Right.
the hell up.
Yeah.
But my
Yeah.
body didn't move. I had complete composure with my body, but my eyes and my face
Said
were
it
doing
all,
a
right?
completely different dance. I was
Right.
about 12 rows back, but I'm gonna tell you, like, I didn't know if it was a man or a woman, and that voice came out. We have to
Lord.
protect our office cleaners and our most vulnerable. It was this monotone
Oh God.
Yeah.
evil.
Yeah.
It was
Yep.
monotone
I mean,
evil, and it
Trying to
just struck me.
hypnotize. Yep.
It
Ugh.
struck me, and I just really just had to keep it together because it was
But-
rough. That was a moment of just
Yeah.
blasphemy. It was in a church, and it was blasphemy. And I thought somebody told me that because she didn't look like a woman and she didn't look like a man. It was
No.
an
It was
but
Satan. Satan spawn.
yeah,
Thank
I
you.
thought somebody told me that women could not be bishops. So are
No.
you trying to be a bishop as a man? Like, have you
Mhm.
trained? What are you? What was it was such a mess.
But the first
Yeah.
thing is
It was
kind
so
of like,
draining. It was
But
so
Yeah.
like I was
Wow.
worn out when
The
I
That
first
left
thing
wasn't
out of
it.
that.
wouldn't Trump's camp know this? Like, wouldn't they? Like, who on earth set this up? Who
Right.
set this up? Who,
Yeah.
who orchestrated this? You
We
know
were
what I mean?
in
Who organized
DC, so you can imagine who set that up. And
Yeah.
nobody thinks that anybody would have such a conversation in a church.
Yeah.
And they did it anyway.
Ridiculous.
So, DC,
Yeah.
no matter if there is a change of power, you still
Mhm.
have some diehards that have power. And this was the
Mhm.
only moment during the inauguration where they could get their lick back,
Exactly.
Yeah.
and
Yep.
they did. So
Exactly.
It was, yeah. He was set up. I didn't like it. I don't like the fact that they were all blindsided by it. And I think that was, I mean, obviously it was done on purpose, for her political statement. Because the next day she goes on The View, and does CNN and Rachel
God.
Maddow. I mean, it was that not just, you know what I mean? Like, hello. So it was just, it pissed me off.
She was
like, oh,
one strange looking creature. She looked like she was coming out from The Exorcist.
Yeah.
the
With
crypt.
that-
It was Tales from
That's
the
what
Crypt.
she-
That's
Right?
what it was.
Right.
You know
Tales from the
how
crib.
How she got that way
Open up.
was Satan, like when she was a woman, she allowed Satan to dunk his balls into her mouth. And then she, like that.
Hey,
and then
but Trump's
and then
a
he dunked,
G.
and then he dunked his balls in some holy water. And then
Right.
it just came on top, and she
But they
drank
were
the
so
shit.
calm. They
Yeah.
were so calm
They were all
though.
set.
Trump
They
is
were
a
all
G.
set.
We
He
didn't have a
just,
Yeah.
you know what? They
Weird.
and the Trump administration and his kids that were there, they were just like, they knew
We
the
didn't have a
cameras were
choice.
watching.
Nobody had a choice.
They knew the
Yeah.
cameras were watching, and they were probably like, we want to get up, but
Yeah.
at the same time, like, how is this going to look? You know what I mean? So they
I'll
all
tell
did a
you one
really.
thing.
They could have had a
JD Vance
coughing
didn't
fit.
give
They
a
could
fuck
have just
about
all
how those
started
cameras
coughing.
look when they was looking at him. Because baby,
JD, I know, that's what I
said.
said. Right?
Wrote everything on his face.
JD
His
was like,
face said it all. JD
Yeah.
Vance is a real trooper. Yeah, he was
Yeah,
like, my
Vance
face
is-
will
oh man,
my face will
whatever.
tell you
I love it.
everything.
Can we
Yep.
talk about the people that Trump has fired?
Ooh,
Oh,
woo.
yeah.
G, can you roll that clip, please? There's a few in there, but right
I
now,
just thought it'd be good.
the Trump administration has fired over 240 federal employees, which is an amazing thing. And then those still sitting with a job that don't want to come to work and work in the office actually have until February 6th to make a decision that they're going to leave their job and take 8 months of pay. This will save the U.S. taxpayer over $1 billion a day. So we've got about 3 million federal employees. This would wipe out about 1 million of them who have not been in the office. And on top of that, they have also made it to where they now have to prove that they were not working an outside job since they were not in the office.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
But on a Zoom call once a week So some of these federal employees may be going to
To
jail
jail. All
because
right.
they were working
They were
outside
working.
jobs and
Wow.
not being in their federal position in their office. So I'm so happy about that. We've got, what was her name?
Wow.
Phyllis Fong, who was the former inspector general, who Trump fired and thought she did not have to leave. So they scooped her up and threw her out yesterday. That was amazing. And then we
Oh my God.
yeah,
What
threw
the
her
heck?
out. Do you hear me? She said she was going to defy it and sit at her desk and come to her office and still work her job. And they said, okay.
Wow.
Yesterday they came and got her and swooped her on out. General Mark Milley, that ingrate.
Man.
Got rid of him, and he may face some criminal charges. That's an
I think he
amazing
needs to
thing.
face a military tribunal for what
Yeah,
he's done. You know,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
whole entire
It's gotta
that the withdrawal in Afghanistan and everything else. I mean, that was a travesty. You know
Yep.
what I mean? That was
Yeah.
not only that; it was the crimes against the Constitution were committed there as well. So I mean, they all committed treason. I think, but unfortunately, I think he did get a pardon, or a clement. He was granted clemency or something like that.
Interesting.
I have to look into that. But
Wow. Me too.
Yeah.
Wow.
because there was a list of all the pardons, and I was looking at that, and I was like, these people did? I'm like, are you serious?
Right.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh my God. Yeah,
Michael Bolton got his security clearance taken, talking
Yeah.
about Iran is trying to kill him. I'm like,
Oh God.
he's over there. He's over there. If y'all looking for him, he's over there.
Was it?
You
Oh,
know?
you talking about John? Was it John Bolton you're talking about?
Oh, John Bolton. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
John
Yeah.
Bolton. So that
Yeah,
happened
okay.
against him. But yeah,
Yeah.
240 some odd employees, DOJ employees under Jack Smith, gone. I do believe I am interested in this highly because they stalked me for over 2 years,
Wow.
followed me, went into my financial records, my emails. They stalked me in Uber, subpoenaed me in the middle of nowhere. So it was.
What the heck?
I'm interested in this case. I do plan on becoming a defendant in the January 6th case as well. So I'm definitely, he's fired, a bunch of DOJ workers. I think it may be about 240 or so. But I thought the most exciting one was that Phyllis Fong that they picked up and threw out yesterday, because I'm like, it has to be this way. You've got all these sanctuary cities talking about how they plan to defy Trump's orders.
Oh, I hope he comes to California. Come to California and grab up Newsom, please, Tom Homan. Man,
Please do something.
Exactly.
Please do
I'm
something.
so looking forward to
Yeah,
it.
so yeah, it is true. I did confirm that. So yeah, he did pardon Mike Milley, General Milley.
Did he?
Yeah,
Interesting.
Mark Milley.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I mean,
there was
look at this. You got
bullshit.
Fauci with a pardon. You've got RFK Jr. sitting
Yeah.
now fighting the, admission board, over things that have killed Americans, the lies that were told to Americans. And you've got Senator Elizabeth Warren, who's her raggedy butt gave me an award maybe 5 years ago. But nonetheless, they are fighting for people like Pfizer and BlackRock and all of these different large corporations. And that's another thing I want to say about these illegals. We're not going to get the result that we want because corporations need that cheap labor. So they're protecting these illegals. So we also need to be able to attack these corporations because they want to, supersede around the bylines of getting these illegals out because they get to save money. So we've got to hold these corporations responsible as well because they're the ones who are really breaking the laws. They're the biggest illegal, confines. So we need to make sure that we hold them accountable as well.
Well, I guess that's the whole thing. That's been a huge thing, a huge argument, I think, or debate with, with Elon Musk and everybody because they're talking about the H-1B program, like that, like keeping some, like labor, because I know that he does employ, some, a lot of cheap labor in his company.
Over 1,500.
So he's been really adamant on trying to keep them. And so there's a huge thing about it. And I guess Laura Loomer, whom I respect, I her as a citizen journalist, she was questioning it. And then he, was, I guess he punished her.
To protect, yeah.
Yeah, to protect all that. And I didn't think that was right because, hey, I thought you were about free speech. She should be able to say what she wants. But I guess if it's something close to your heart, you can't, you know what I mean? That's just, I don't know, that's being a hypocrite. But, getting back to the visas or, the deportations, I mean, a lot of them, yeah, you're right. It's the corporations. They depend on them. We know, Pelosi in California, she all at her at her vineyards and everything else. And, she depends on that. She pays them cheap labor.
Yep.
A lot of these people, I mean, a lot of people in Congress who have side businesses, side hustles. They employ a lot of these, we know that a lot of it's not just Latinos that are Hispanics who are, like that, but a majority of them have been Hispanics, and they are, I don't mean to stereotype, but they're cleaning, a lot of them are, they're cleaning, they're doing lawns and all this other kind of stuff. A lot of the labor that we, most people just don't want to do, not even college students want to do it. So, in the fields and stuff, which they probably should actually do that. Right. Back in the day, that actually used to happen. It used to happen.
Give those contracts to the farmers. Give those contracts to the
farmers. They've got machines, I mean, it's pretty soon AI is going to take over anyway.
Right around the corner.
They're really not going to fucking matter, So they should be saying, hey, you guys are doing us a favor. But, come here by legal channels. Come here by, the legal process. You don't have to invade our borders and do all that. But I think a lot of it has to do with the rapists and the criminals and the MS-13 gangs and all that other stuff. And it's going to be really, it's just going to be, they've got an uphill battle, an uphill climb without being called racists and, and whatever phobia they've come up with.
It's already done. These clowns can't, they can come up with whatever they want. He's there. He's not going nowhere. And like you said, Trevion, they just came out with something else. A lot of people haven't done their homework on that, but shit, he might run again after this. Because now he legally can. And the problem is bigger than fixing in 4 years. It's way bigger than that. So, we'll see what happens. But of course, people are going to call him a racist or this or that. It's not. I mean, what they did to Trump the first time, all it did was backfire on him. And look, the people spoke. They were tired of all these high prices on this, taxes on their tips. You know what I mean? It's like taxes everywhere.
And then also with with all these illegals, I mean, it's cost us billions and billions, hundreds of billions of dollars every year.
Yeah.
In California alone, it's cost us probably close to, I don't know what, 60, was it 60? I think it's like 60 or 100 billion a year.
I think it was like 100 billion.
Yeah. And it's just like, why do we need to do this? I mean, they come here, they get free clothing, free medical care, free everything. They even
because Gavin Newsom wanted them in the elect. Gavin Newsom brought them especially here.
Yeah,
is because he brought them in, and then he wanted to make it where you didn't need an ID in California to vote. That's exactly why he brought them here. We have vets.
We saw it.
Yeah,
I saw it. We saw it firsthand. The guy, there was a kid that came up to the booth. This kid came up to he was probably 21, 22, whatever. He was just like, young and spry, whatever it is. We could tell he was wanting to vote for Trump. It's just the way he was talking. But anyway, he came up to the booth and the woman said, hey, he said, oh my God, I forgot my ID. I don't have it. She's like, oh, that's okay. Don't worry about it. Here's your ballot. And he voted. Yeah. California. I'm just like, oh my God.
Yep.
Yeah. He's allowing this. This is illegal.
It is. Yeah.
You're breaking the law. So, and the reason why he stays is because, I'm born and raised in Cali. I mean, it's
me too.
And hey, I was born in Inglewood.
But I'm down the street. I was born in Long Beach. And then moved to Whittier. Yeah.
And it's funny because they have it's 60 Democrats in the assembly, only 19 Republicans. Yeah. All of those 60 people, those 60 Democrats in the assembly, they're all corrupt. They're on the payola.
Yep.
Like that. And the Republicans are weak. I'm sorry, I gotta say it.
Oh yeah.
They're weak as fuck. They're so spineless, feckless. But the worst part is they're spineless. They don't fight for anything. They just let people steamroll all over them. This is why we're having a hard time trying to get Karen Bass, this black ass, out of here.
Yep.
Yeah, and of course, and Newsom. We recalled that guy twice.
And they're doing it again.
Run the third time now.
No, we're doing it again. Randy Economy is doing it again. Grant Cardone is doing it again. I went on Twitter this morning because Elon Musk tweeted about Karen Bass, and I told him, I said, well, if we can get some real money in California, we can get her and Gavin Newsom gone. This is the third recall I'm gonna participate in for Gavin Newsom, and all you see on Twitter is all the rich people with the pull to make it happen.
Make
Oh
it
my God,
happen.
you guys got to get Karen Bass out. Okay, well, can you drop some fucking money in the bucket and we'll be
Exactly.
more
That's
than
all it's
happy to
about, is
get
about
her
money.
ass out?
But I
Well,
think
look at
I
how
think we
she
got to
gave.
just get rid of the lobbyists. If we get rid of a lot of these lobbyists, that's our biggest problem. That's our biggest obstacle. If we were
But
to
you
get
guys
rid,
have already lost because Karen Bass just gave the rebuild of Pacific Palisades to a private company.
But
Oh,
look how
God.
she did that. Look how she was able to do that. Everybody, when the first fire started 3.5 weeks ago, everybody was tweeting about it. And I'm talking about high profile politicians, rich people, you know, famous people. Everybody was tweeting about it. But no, not one of them said, hey, you know what, you guys? I will put $250,000 to get it started. Nobody said anything. All you seen on Twitter was, oh my God, you guys got to get rid of them. You guys got to get rid of them. We've been fucking trying to get rid of them. When are you guys gonna come to California with your high status and your money and drop some fucking money in the bucket?
Y'all got every celebrity in the world in LA.
No, we don't. No,
and they didn't
they're
give
all
you a
woke.
penny.
No, well, those woke clowns are the ones who were voting for Kamala Harris. I'm talking about Republicans. I'm talking about Republicans in Congress who keep tweeting that we the people need to get rid of Gavin Newsom. We the people have fucking tried. We have tried. There's no money. There's no backbone here. I told Elon Musk this morning on Twitter, I retweeted and I said, well, it'd be nice for somebody with some real money to come over here and you know, help it out. You know, I'll start a chapter in each part of California. That's not hard. What's hard is you got to pay people to miss work, and you got to pay people when they're walking and going door to door. Regular civilians can't do that. Nobody has money to buy these people bottled waters.
Yeah.
See, you got to realize with them Democrats, they got people backing them. That's gonna
and that's why they win. That's why they win. That's why they win.
It is what they want to do, and to support those candidates to run. You know, the ones that they want in those seats. That's what they want to do.
We got to be like black, you know, Scott Presslers out here. You know what I mean? Just hitting the ground running. You know what I mean?
Really you know what?
Because it's ridiculous. Like the last recall, my ass was out there.
Me too, girl.
Whatever they're trying
Me
to.
too.
I was like signing people up. I was, you know, actually, I've never done that in my entire life. I was actually found myself volunteering, doing whatever I could to get this man out of here. And the funny thing is, we were very close. Our goal was 1 million signatures. We got 2 million, right? We went over the goal and got 2 million to recall him. So we got the recall, and then I noticed that he went and called Biden. Called Auntie Pelosi.
Right. Yep.
Then, you know, whatever, because at first he was not worried. He was like, that's just going to recall, whatever it is.
Yep.
And then he did his little funny, you know, his little fun rallies or whatever it is, just to kind of placate all the, you know, the other people and all that. And then it was just like, whatever. He was so callous about it, so cavalier. And then all of a sudden, starts getting close. What was it, Larry? Who was it? Oh gosh, what was his name? Oh God, the brother that was running against with him.
Larry Elder.
Larry Elder. So Larry Elder, then fucked it up and started talking about January 6th and said, I don't, with the election and all that, trying to play the middle. He was playing he started to play politics. He was not true to himself. And he knows damn well that thing was fucking stolen. Everybody knows it. I mean, hello. And then he puts that out. His numbers go down. He's still edging with Newsom. He's still worried. Newsom makes that phone call and he's back in again.
They could have had Brian Dale. And the problem is, like you said, with the Republican Party in California, is they're 100% spineless. They have the libertarians and the people in the middle, the moderates, trying to do the fucking footwork. So you have everybody say what should be done in California, but nobody actually doing it in California.
I think they're complacent. I think they're really complacent and lazy, lackadaisical, or something, because they're just not. They don't want to do anything, and I think that they don't want to ruffle the wrong feathers. Because Democrats, we got to admit, I'm gonna give them props. They are some ruthless, vicious,
Oh yeah.
People who, and they stay
Demonic.
united
Yeah.
together, and they are
Yep.
well funded.
Yep.
You
Very
know,
well funded.
by
Yes.
foreign governments, you know, like that, and everything else that they
Yep.
want to see, you know, whatever. I mean, hello, why the hell was he cleaning up for Xi Jinping? I mean, hello, come on.
Right? Right?
Which is
Why are you
why
cleaning
I
up for
don't have
that?
a problem
You know what I mean?
being
Why are you
vicious.
cleaning up for this guy for one day? You know, and there's a lot of stuff going on that a lot of these 19 Republicans in our assembly, they just don't either they don't care, they just are terrified. They're terrified of something. So we
Yeah.
just need to get to the bottom of it. We need to get to the bottom of it and solve that problem.
I think that the Trump administration should bring stronger leadership here. I mean, wipe the
Yeah.
ones out that we got because, like you said, they're spineless, they're scared, whatever the problem is, and we need to just re-fucking shape California.
Oh yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Because I know the people voted for Trump. They were tired of the sanctuary LA and, you know, all these food stamps, and you work 3 jobs, Taco Bell, McDonald's, and you don't qualify for any type of help here in California. So I know that California turned up for Trump. Now all we need is him to rewipe the leadership here and start the fuck over. Because no matter what county you were in, you were tired of something in California. Rather it was the high gas prices, no fucking eggs. When there was eggs, they were $14.99. You might as well buy 2 damn chickens, keep them in your apartment. You got eggs for the rest of your damn life. But a lot of people turned up for Trump, and it's like we were fucking tired. So bring those people on over here. We need a Tom Homan to just be here, you know, until this shit is over with, and then put some money behind getting Newsom out. He has Pelosi. He has a lot of contacts. Kamala Harris is coming back. God knows what she's gonna, what position Gavin's gonna put her in. But it's like
back where?
To California.
She's already back. I mean, she's already in California.
She hasn't said, but she's gonna be in politics. She's been announced that. Yeah, she's already
like trash at the grocery store while she was trying to make good on her raggedy relationship with her husband.
She is trying to step. Gavin Newsom has promised her a spot here in California, and that's why I'm saying if the Trump administration gets ahead of this, we won't see California in the current decline that it's in.
Kamala can't win another election.
It's really going to take a lot of us. It's going to take a lot of us. It's going to take a lot of the citizens out here to be awakened. I mean, I told you, I was in my kickboxing class about a week and a half ago, and there's people like this that just they can't see through. You know, what does it say? See through the past the forest of the trees, whatever the hell that saying means. Yeah. But like, you know, but like she was like, oh, she was just talking shit. And I don't even know how we got onto the subject. It was I guess they're the fires and everything else. And she's like, Trump doesn't know. And then she was saying all this horrible rhetoric, blah, blah, blah.
He beat her ass because he's the president now.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, it didn't really end well when we sparred together with this girl because it got to me. But that's another story. Man,
let them cry.
I let her fucking have it.
Let them cry.
No, you didn't beat her down. See, we have to be just as vicious.
We do, and I think not necessarily physically. I mean, I don't want to condone violence, but I mean, we were sorry. We did have gloves on, but like, I wanted to take them damn gloves off and be like, bitch, come on, let's go, let's throw it down. But yeah, she was just really annoying, and but the way she was defending Newsom, that was scary. It was really scary. And we're trying to have a civil conversation.
My God.
And you can't have a civil conversation with these people. It's like talking to a drunk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You cannot talk to a drunk. You can't make sense to these people whatsoever. You just got to go, oh, okay, you know, and just nod your head. It's going to take a lot of the people in our communities, you know, like you and I have been doing, you know, and get out there. We got to and pound the pavement and get out there. We know a lot of people in Cali are just lazy. I mean, we see it in arenas of the Laker games. You know what I mean? We're not, you know what I mean? We're just sitting around looking at it's all image and how cute I look. And they're not like cheering for the team and everything else. That's how it is in politics. They're just sitting around, all image, it's all optics, you know, and stuff like that. They don't really care enough until it really hits them. They're kind of waking up because of these fires. They've lost a lot.
Oh yeah.
So now we're at this is our time. This is our time.
Oh yeah. Yep. You're 100% correct. Speaking of California, Laverne, you got something up next? Because I want to talk about this new bill that they're trying to pass, AB 38. G, I don't know if you
listen. We coming up to the last 5 minutes of the show.
We'll do it next Thursday.
Go ahead on and make it quick. Go ahead on.
Oh,
you have it.
It's only 5 minutes. G,
can
you pull that up? Can you pull it up? AB 38 in California.
Can you pull that out?
AB 38. So I'll talk about it real quick. They're trying to get it, and I hope this passes. They're trying to make it a felony if you rape a disabled minor. Now, this shouldn't even be no type of question or anything like that. Both sides of the aisle need to pass this bill. This is ridiculous. It's AB 38 in California. Can you put?
Why does that have to be a bill? How is that not a law?
Because California is full of pedophiles in politics. That's why. 4 or 5 years ago, Newsom passed that term, MAP, minor attractive person. Now I want to bring up this bill. I want to bring up this bill because if you're not from here,
something about long as you're like 20 years older
what was
than
that?
them, for molesting someone.
Newsom has changed so many things. You can do what you want, when you want in this state, whether somebody's conscious, unconscious, 5 years old, or 155 years old. This man is not playing. California is a sanctuary city and a state for pedophiles. That's what they've done here. And this bill right here, it's like, why? This should already be a crime. What is it?
This bill in particular, it looks like it's addressing the like, I guess,
Did he pull up
with the fires and stuff like that. Is that
no? I think he pulled up the wrong one, but
I think he pulled up the wrong
it's supposed to be I believe it's AB 38. Okay, no, that's not it. I'll send it to him for next Thursday. But yeah, there's a bill out there. It's about raping a disabled minor, and like you said, Trevion, why would this even? I don't understand. They're trying to make it pass so it'll be a felony. I can't comprehend why you would need to pass it to be a felony. It is a felony.
You're talking about that bill that protects pedophiles, right?
No, I'm talking about the one that they're trying to pass to make it a felony if you rape a disabled minor. I thought it was AB 38, but I have so many notes on this notebook. I'll get it together for next Thursday. We'll readdress that because California is no joke. And if you don't live here, believe me, we're telling you. You won't know.
It's the bill. I think it's Bill 1414. Is that what it is?
No. I know there's a.
This bill in the early stages that we're talking about. I'm just going to look it up real quick. I think
Or is it Bill 36? My sloppy handwriting.
Yeah. Well, anyway, between now and then, that'll give you time to find it.
Yeah.
Okay. Down to the last 5 minutes of the show. So, in closing, I want to thank you, Tiff, for coming on. Tell people how to find you.
This was great.
Yeah, I would have been mad if you wasn't here.
Right? I was multitasking, and I'm like, okay, I can just do this and whatever it is. I got a meeting in about. I'm late for one at 1:30, but yeah. So this is great. I really appreciate it. I want to come back and hopefully I'll be camera ready and show my face and talk to you guys.
Thank you so much, Tiff. I really appreciate you coming on. You are
great. I had a good time. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. You guys are beautiful. Gorgeous.
Travian.
Gorgeous girl.
So you guys, Laverne, again, thank you for having me and thank you all for tuning in. You can find me on all socials at Trevian Cutie, but on X, I'm Free Trevian. And thank you guys for tuning in again.
Thank you.
Tell people where they can find you, Tiff.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, thank you. Bye. See ya. Yes, you can. You can find me on. You can find me on X, Twitter, and I'm Tiff Mood Nukes.
There it is. I was like,
hey. The black one's woman in the background.
Oh my goodness. Funny.
Well, and you can also find Tiff on my page.
I gotta go, ladies, but I love you guys.
Okay. All right. Have a good one.
And you can also find Tiff on my page because I'm always retweeting her. And I'm always retweeting Travian. You can find her on my page. Letitia. You can find everybody on my page.
Terrific.
Yes.
So I would like to thank
ladies.
everybody and thank you, Travian, once again. Thank you, Tiff, for coming on. Thank you, Letitia, and everybody. Thank you so much, people, for coming on the show today. Hood. Oh, Thank you, everybody, for coming on the Hood Conservative today. And please retweet the show. And please follow all of our guests. Thank you so much for joining us today, hoodies. And we will see you next week, the same place at the same time. Thank you. Y'all have a great day.
See you guys.
Hey, hey.